ahead and get started. We finished practice 13 today. Had our second game-like practice today with a lot of situations. Probably got close to 100 reps between our ones and twos, and probably close to about 120 reps with special teams included in there. We're 2 weeks away from game day. What we'll do after this practice today is really sit down and evaluate where we're at, what our strengths, what our weaknesses are, where we're at with personnel at positions, and then really identify what the plan is for the next 2 weeks, getting ready for kickoff, looking at things that we've got to shore up, areas that we've got to improve on. Then the other part of it is just if we've been investing some time and reps into certain things, whether it be offensively, defensively, or special teams that just at this point don't look right, we'll talk about elimination as well. Because at the end of the day, we want to try to get a football team that plays fast, plays physical, but also executes at a high level. And that's been the main focus of training camp, trying to get that done. So we'll evaluate all that here after today over the next couple of days and see where we're at. With that, I'll go ahead and open up for any questions.
This is the final scrimmage, or do you have another?
We've got a mock game that we'll do next Friday, but typically 2 weeks out, we won't, other than some controlled live tackling situations in practice, we won't do any live tackling from here on out.
How did the quarterbacks look?
They were better today than they were last Saturday. Really just overall offensively, I thought the O-line played better today. It's still not where it would need to be for game day, but today they were much better than last Saturday, so I was pleased from that standpoint. We'll have to watch the tape to really get a full evaluation, but it just felt different, looked different. We were able to move the ball more consistently offensively today than we were last Saturday, so I felt a lot better about it. We threw and caught the ball better today. Issues that we had a couple pre-snap penalties that you want to eliminate. And then down in the red zone, we had we had one center quarterback exchange where the ball was on the ground. It would have been recovered defensively that we can't have. So there were a lot of positives to build on, some things that we have to continue to work on to clean up.
Last scrimmage we were here, Art had all the first team reps. Did that change today?
They have split reps with the ones. Each day since last Saturday, and it really gets back to when we started. I told you guys a depth chart is a starting spot. So Art came into training camp as the #1 quarterback on the depth chart, and it was going to stay that way until somebody else started to prove that they deserved an opportunity. Well, with a new quarterback coming in, it took a while for McClain to learn the playbook, to understand what we were expecting out of him. And through the course of practice, he's made some plays and he's earned the opportunity to get some reps with the ones. And that's what we've done here this last week, and it concluded with that today in the scrimmage. Where we will go from here, we'll determine that after we meet as a staff and have a chance to talk about it. We're not going to name a starting quarterback today, tomorrow, or even by Monday. We'll hopefully be able to get in position to do it sometime next week. I don't have a timeline. It's just when it's the right thing to do and we feel like it's the best thing for the team, then we'll go ahead and do that. But right now, today, I'm not going to be in a position to say, hey, this guy would be ahead of this guy, or we're going to potentially name a starter.
Has it been 50-50?
No, I don't know what the numbers are. I'd be lying if I told you an exact percentage, because when you're in the move the ball situations, the numbers aren't the same. The ones could go on a 10-play drive and the twos could go on a 3-play drive, and then when they switch, it could be vice versa. So, it's not going to be an exact 50-50 split. We're not going through an exact rep count. If someone's in with the ones, we're going to let them play with the ones, and it may be longer drives to get more reps that particular day or that particular segment, and vice versa. So some of it's just luck of the draw based on who they're with and how it plays out with that grouping.
Could you envision playing both guys against each other?
I don't even want to go speculate with anything like that. Ideally we want to establish who our starting quarterback is, and have him lead our offense out there on game one. But nothing's off the table. Right now we've got to. Obviously, it's no secret. We've talked about this since last year. We've got to increase the productivity from the quarterback position, and we're not going to rush to make a decision on who gives us the best chance to do that. But I like the progress that both quarterbacks have made. They're both getting reps with the ones, and it still gets back to, like we've talked before, the one offensive line has got to perform better, so whoever is back there has an opportunity.
What's some of the criteria used to judge on who would be the starting quarterback?
Well, there's a number of things. The first thing is, who do we trust? Who can protect the football? Then there's the other part of it, who just moves the football, and who do the other players trust and follow? That's a big part of it as well. But we want a leader. We want a guy that coaches and players alike can trust and have faith in, a guy that can make good decisions and protect the football. And then, some quarterbacks just have that it factor, and they can lead the offense down the field. They can make things happen, and that's part of it too.
What are some of the positives that McClain has done this first couple of years?
Well, first of all, he's learned the offense. I don't think we've necessarily had to restrict any of the play calling with him up to this point. I think Coach McNulty and offensive staff did a really good job with the installation, giving him a chance to learn it instead of just throw it all at him and have him swimming and struggling mentally. I think they've been really intentional about how we've installed, so he would have a chance to learn it and put himself in position to actually compete. Because what we didn't want to have is a scheme get in the way of letting a guy compete and show his real ability. So I think the offensive staff has done a good job of that. But to his credit, he's done a great job of learning. He's invested the time, he's put in the extra time, he's made the sacrifices to get in and learn what he needs to learn. He's stayed after, he's been here early. Whatever he's needed to do, he's done it. So he's put himself in position to showcase his talent from all the extra time that he's invested.
When we were here on Saturday, Art didn't turn the ball over. I know they had the fumble down here, but no interceptions. Has he cut down from the whole summer on those decisions?
Yeah, I mean, when an interception happens, the quarterback obviously gets the blame because it goes on his stat sheet. But a lot of interceptions are not on the quarterback, so to speak. It could have been a breakdown of protection at Russ' throw, or made him make a fast or poor decision. A lot of times the receivers may not catch the ball cleanly. I would say, to answer your question specifically about Art, his decision making has definitely improved and cleaned up. It's not perfect yet, but it's way better than what it was at this point last year. And I would say it's better today than it was at any point in the season last year. But again, the true test will be when we actually play. Quarterbacks out here are not live. We're not going to hit the quarterbacks, until they actually play in a game. And that's when you find out really where they're at with the trust of the O-line and their ability to make decisions to protect the football.
We'll take two more questions.
How would you assess the way the tight end group has blocked during camp?
Better than I would have expected. When you look at Matt Alimo, he's new to the program. He's been the one consistent guy out there that was here all spring at tight end, and he's been out there every snap here this training camp. Actually, he's done an unbelievable job. Where he was at in spring to where he's at today, completely different player, and I'm excited about his progress. Unfortunately, two other tight ends, Jonathan Lewis and Kyle Pennison, have been limited because of some injuries. I think Jonathan will be back for sure. I'm not sure how much longer Kyle will be, but Jonathan will be back relatively soon. But overall, the position with who's been out there has performed better than I had expected, missing those two guys that we're really counting on.
What do you think of the new stadium then?
Great. What the decision was made, and I'm more worried about the play in the stadium than I am the name of the stadium. But yeah, whatever is best for our athletic department and us generating revenue, I'm good with whatever it's called.
You said you saw a couple nice catches today. Any wide receivers catch your eye at all?
No, it was a multitude of wide receivers. There wasn't one individual that made them all. I think it was spread out throughout the wide receiver group today, which was good to see. More than one guy stepping up and making some plays. And when I say making some plays, it was more deep balls down the field. We were not a good deep ball throwing catch team last year. I couldn't sit here and tell you that's going to be something we can do consistently this year yet either. But I know after what I saw today, our chances are a lot better.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.